We are live. What's good? I see YouTube slow with the notifications today. Cool. We'll wait till a couple more people get in here. We'll get started. Hope y'all having a good morning. Hope you're having a productive morning. Oh, shit. Getting old. Ah, this has been a very exciting week for boxing. Last 7 days, sheesh. Sheesh. All right, give me 1 second. All right, shit, let's get started. Black Prime. Black Prime makes a big splash in boxing and signs Adrien Broner and Terrence Crawford. Adrien Broner signs a multi-fight deal. Terrence Crawford signs a one-off. Whole world went crazy. People never heard of Black Prime before. Shit, I'm one of them. I've never heard of Black Prime, but from my digging, they've been around for a little bit, and they've been trying to make a splash in boxing. Uh, Kid by the name of Brian Norman Jr., undefeated welterweight, a lot of knockouts, really, really good prospect. Um, his next fight was supposed to be on Black Prime. I think they were having some difficulties with the date. They kept being pushed back, but they've been targeting the young and up and coming guys, which makes perfect sense because the young and up and coming guys, um, ceiling's a lot higher in the regards of it doesn't cost that much, but you can kind of get the next guy and you can get your foot in the door with the guys that people are going to want to see going forward. So nobody expected Terrence Crawford. And I'm seeing I'm seeing a certain section of fans that are celebrating, but not celebrating because they're happy with Adrien Broner, not celebrating because now we have another outlet that's invested in boxing. Uh, they're celebrating for because they think that this is the demise of premier boxing champions. Oh, shouts out to my boy D Lucky with the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, bro, man. Um, they're celebrating because they think this is the demise of premier boxing champions. And it's weird to me because we're supposed to be boxing fans, right? A real boxing fan doesn't want to see any outlet go out of business. A real boxing fan wants to see as much boxing as possible. A real boxing fan wants to see quality boxing matchups. In this era, this is the most boxing that we've ever had, by far. And then I see another section that's hating on Adrien Broner because they're Spence fans, and they didn't want to see BLK Prime do well because now it gives credence to that Terrence Crawford made a quality move. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with being in the middle. There's nothing wrong with taking a wait and see approach because we don't know what Black Prime is going to be. They haven't thrown a show yet. And while they're signing guys to lucrative contracts, we've seen guys sign to lucrative contracts before and shit kind of like never worked out. But shit, I'm going to support. I'm going to buy the Terrence Crawford pay per view because I love boxing. I'm going to subscribe to Black Prime because, like I said, I love boxing. I want to see. I want to see more fights. My man Matthew Business, nobody paying to see either one of them dudes fight on no black app or whatever it is that mess. See, I feel you. I feel you. Terrence Crawford versus David Avenesian isn't a horrible fight. It just isn't the fight that we wanted next. It's just not. AB didn't even show up to his last fight. Correct. Correct. Now, that's the other part of it. BLK Prime. Terrence Crawford really isn't a huge draw, but he's a big name in the sport. Does he move the needle? Yes, but does he move the needle enough to get Black Prime off the ground? I'm not sure. We have to wait and see. Adrien Broner, on the other hand, while Adrien Broner is very, very captivating, is he is it logical to invest in Adrien Broner currently as is? If you're a businessman, I would lean to no. And while Adrien is a great talent, Adrien isn't reliable. Adrien constantly has weight issues, stints with the law. He just pulled out of his last fight citing mental health. And like if you're counting on Adrien Broner to be one of your pillars, like to be one of your pillars in your company, I'm going to say you're rolling the dice. And I'm trying to be politically correct as possible because I do like AB, and I want to give him a fair shake. But at the same time, like we have to examine your history. And your history is you're unreliable. Kirk Jones, did he sign with Prime? Yeah, he did. Matthew says it's a W for them, it's an L for the fans. But we got to see. We don't know what kind of product they're gonna give out. Let's be fair. Let's not just judge them before they put out a show. He was fat in this interview with Blue. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. It's AB, man. AB's gonna be AB. But like I said, if you have millions of dollars on the line, betting on AB is a roll of the dice. But for the fans that's celebrating, right? For the fans that's celebrating because they think that this is some strike against Al Heyman, and oh well, oh yeah, you see he left out. PBC is done. First, I don't know why you feel that way towards a television show because that's what PBC is. It's a television show. It's not a promotional company. The promotional company, it's actually multiple promotional companies that promote fights on PBC. Manny Pacquiao Promotions, TGB Promotions, that's Tom Brown. You got Man Down, Earl Spence. Wilder's promotional company, Tank's promotional company, Floyd, Samson's Boxing. There's a whole bunch. And I don't know why you would be celebrating that, but I hate to break this news to you. Al Heyman is an advisor. Okay, he's an advisor to some, a manager to some other fighters. Al Heyman is not a promoter. Al Heyman can advise or manage a fighter that is not fighting under Premier Boxing Champions. Al Heyman has final say so if he lets you sign with a network or sign with a promotional company. I need you to understand what I'm saying. This is for like it's a certain conglomerate of Terrence Crawford fans / PBC haters. I see him on social media. Al Heyman has final say so for his fighters to sign with a promotional company or TV network. Therefore, Al Heyman signed off on Adrien Broner going to Black Prime. Understand that. For the dudes that's cheering, yeah, BBC's done. BBC's a TV show. Al Heyman's done. No. Al Heyman is still getting paid off of Adrien Broner's 3-fight deal. He's still getting his 10, 15%. Okay. But now what this does is Al Heyman doesn't have to find Adrien Broner fights per se on PBC. This could be another platform for his fighters who aren't as active to fight him. And he still gets paid. So it's a win-win for everybody. Black Prime, they get content. They get fighters to put on. They get fighters to put on their platform. The fighters get active. They get a paycheck. Al Heyman, who has a ton of fighters, and the only criticism that you can say of Al Heyman that his fighters aren't as active as they would like, and as fans would like. He has a lot of fighters. I think he has over 300 that are on that platform. So if he can find another outlet for them that they can get paid on, he's going to do that. Because like people didn't realize that Danny Jacobs, while signed to the zone, Al Heyman was still his advisor. He was still getting money. Al Heyman let him do that. Because if you do not let a fighter or a client take a very lucrative payday, like if you can't match that payday, it's called malfeasance. And Al Heyman can get sued for that. If you like, people wondered, oh, why didn't he give Charles Martin all that money to fight Wilder? That's because he didn't really have it. Like this was before the Fox deal, so he didn't really have it to give. So when Charles Martin got that really big deal to fight Anthony Joshua, he sent him over there. He sent Dominic Brazil over there to fight Joshua. Andy Ruiz, he sent Andy Ruiz over there to fight Joshua. You know why? Because it's a good payday. Al Heyman does what's best for his clients. Now, if it's a situation where it's going to hurt Al Heyman by doing that, and he can match that offer, then he will. They got $10 million at Black Prime. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we've seen companies come in, make a lot of splash with signing guys, but Triller really hasn't done a great job. I mean, they've put on some shows, but there's been a lot of people that's complaining about getting paid. I know it was 3 different instances where shit didn't go right. So it's more of a wait and see. Do you think Showtime merging will be bad for boxing? That's a good question, right? So the rumor is there could be a possible. It's not a merger per se. It will be a consolidation of the apps. Paramount Global has owned Showtime for a while now. Paramount Global is owned by National Amusements. So they have the Paramount Plus app and they have the Showtime app. So it could be a situation where they decide, like, look, I'm not, I don't need 2 apps. What I'll do is I'll put Showtime on the Paramount Plus, just like they have CBS Sports on the Paramount Plus. So it could be a situation where boxing content will fall under CBS Sports because it's all owned by the same company, right? So Paramount Plus owns CBS, I think it owns Viacom, and it owns Showtime. And Paramount Plus is owned by National Amusements. So yeah, I know it's a whole lot of shit that all that corporate jargon where it's one big parent company and a whole bunch of subsidiaries. But yeah, it's likely that the boxing content, if consolidated, if the apps are consolidated, will fall into CBS Sports. I heard the same 10 mil for Pac. Good morning, brother. I smell a shit show coming. Promoting in a fight in Nebraska for $40. Adrien Broner alone lets us know it's about to be some dumb shit. Hey, yo, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to jump the gun. I want to see what these guys have to offer. I'm skeptical about anybody hopping into boxing, honestly, because I've seen guys hop into boxing and say they were going to do this, or they're going to do that, and it didn't live up to the billing. So I got to see. But I'm I'm skeptical, but I'm gonna try to support because even though I'm critical of Terrence Crawford, I'm also a Terrence Crawford fan. He's a great fighter, so I want to see. It's BLK Prime. They hate how this man don't even speak. Yeah, but it's an agenda. It's something behind that though. Like it's something behind that. T, what up, bro? T got you got the Pooh Shiesty mask on in your thumbnail. T, you wow. I was about getting his fighters paid. Yeah, yo, man. You think BLK Prime is a shell company for Triller? I don't think so. My man Chase Money. By the time you went live, salute to you. Yeah, man. So Al Heyman has to sign off on any move that they make. Shit, every manager and advisor is like that. Every past a certain level, I've seen mid-level manager and advisory contracts. They have to sign off on stuff. They have to sign off on everything. So people think it's just the Al Heyman thing. Nah, that's just what it is. So Adrien Broner going over there, Al Heyman had to give his blessing, and he did, obviously. And don't be surprised if more guys don't end up on Black Pound because it's another outlet to put fighters. Al Heyman has fighters that have no network. So if he wants to keep his guys busy, if he wants to keep his guys active, and his guys are willing to go over there, and the money is real, do not be surprised if you see more guys fighting over there. Because at the end of the day, Premier Boxing Champions is a TV show. For everybody that is under, that is under a different impression, it is a TV show. Okay? It is not a promotional company. There are about 10 promotional companies that promote fights on Premier Boxing Champions. Every fighter that fights on Premier Boxing Champions is not an Al Heyman fighter. Some have paid slots, some just get inserted. Jerron Ennis is not an Al Heyman fighter. He fights on Premier Boxing Champions sometimes. You got to understand, it's a TV show. Al Heyman fighters can fight on other platforms. Al Heyman fighters can be signed to other promoters. Al Heyman fighters could be signed to other networks. I'm trying to give y'all game for the dudes that are celebrating because they have some kind of agenda against Al Heyman and PBC. I hate to break this to you. Let's get back to being boxing fans. Like, shit, I've met Bob. I actually like Bob. I met Eddie, like Eddie. I haven't met Al yet. But I like boxing. Like, these dudes ain't the big bad wolf. Everybody does business in a different way. It works for them. Sometimes it works for the fighters, sometimes it don't. One situation may not work for one fighter. This is like, okay, let's look at Jamel Herring. PBC, fighting on PBC and being under Al Heyman's banner didn't work out as well for Jamel Herring as him being on Top Rank. But at the same time, Mikey Garcia and Andy Ruiz, it didn't work out well for them on Top Rank, according to them. But it worked out well for them on Premier Boxing Champions and signing with Al Heyman. So it's not, one guy is evil, one guy is good. No, it's just business. And everybody's model isn't going to work for everybody. Bud signing with BLK is like LeBron leaving Clutch to go sign with an agent who never had a client before. Richard, I feel you, but comparing Bud to LeBron, nah. LeBron's the biggest draw in basketball, but I understand what you're saying. Exactly, see. The CEO of Black Prime is a struggle film director. I know the guy's name is I ain't gonna call him a struggle film director. Or is that the or is that the genre of films that he puts out? Because I know his name is Desmond Gums. Exactly. It is about the money being legit. Is the money going to be legit? I don't know. I don't know. I do. I do have the president's number. I'm going to reach out to him uh, for an interview, maybe a quote. I would like to know more about the company because if they're going to be involved in boxing, you know, you know, I want them on a platform. I'm all about sports here. I'm all about sports. I mean, Detroit was Bud offered from PBC 15 million. How was that a low offer? I don't know if he was offered 15 million. I know what I heard, and my sources, my sources are normally good. Uh, I thought the deal that Bud was offered was fair, but it's not my deal. I don't got to get punched in the face, so I can't tell that man what to take. And for this particular instance, I felt like Bud made a move where he saw an opportunity to get a nice amount of money for fighting a very, 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 very winnable fight. And then he would turn around and then pursue a fight with Earl Spence. My only problem with that is that goes against the narrative that Terrence Crawford and his fans have been pushing is that Bud was all about the smoke and he just wanted to fight Earl Spence for undisputed. When in reality, Bud's a businessman like everybody else. So Bud versus EJ could happen on Black Prime. I highly doubt that. Look at what happened to Better Be. He was brought up under PBC. Yeah, so Better Be was signed to a guy named I think Yvonne Michelle, and he was putting his fighters on Premier Boxing Champions. It's hard being a boxing fan when you don't get the big prize fights, Matt. But we do. We do get the big fights. The issue is fans. All right, sometimes fights are over marinated, and sometimes fans want big fight after big fight after big fight. It's like you want Tank to fight Devin Haney, you want Tank to fight Gervonta Davis. I'm sorry, you want Tank to fight Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez all in a row. It's not reality. You have to let some stuff simmer to get bigger. Like you got to understand. Shouts out to my man GHB TV. Yo, everybody that's in the comments, subscribe to GHB TV. That's my man Greg Hackett. That's his channel. For y'all that love Greg Hackett interviews, go get that Greg Hackett content. GHB TV. He seen Ugas eye and was like, hell nah, Bud team ain't think nah, man. That's funny as shit. But nah, man. In my mind, I don't think fighters are afraid of other fighters. This is Terrence Crawford. Just like when Terrence Crawford fans used to say Earl's scared. Nah. Like, bro, Earl's an Olympian. Undefeated. Three belt champion. Terrence Crawford, 3 division champion. Undefeated. Decorated amateur. You think they scared of each other? Nah. Nah. When he saw an opportunity to make a quick buck, and he did it. And I'm not mad at that man for doing it. Don't just present it like, the other side is doing you wrong and how you really wanted to fight and they didn't want to fight. Nah, bro, just keep it a bean. Keep it a bean. You saw a lick. I would have did it. Keep it a bean. That's it. That's it. But I'm not mad at him for making that decision. Nah. If he is getting if Terrence Crawford is getting anything in the range, because I feel like people assume that it's 10. If Terrence Crawford is getting if he's getting anything around between five, like around 5, anything in that range, I would have did it. I would have did this quick 5. Yeah, Teague. Bro, I don't. If you think, you're going to come in here and you're going to get, oh man, Bud is ducking, Bud is scared, he's petrified, or you're going to get EJ's a duck, PBC's going under there, bro. If you think you will come in here and get that kind of rhetoric, that's not me, right? The one thing that I do find funny is I've always been the business guy. When I go on people's shows, people get mad at me because I hit you with logic and I talk to you about the business of boxing and what makes sense and what doesn't. Like, my circle is guys that are actually in boxing, whether they teach it, whether they fight, whether they promote, whether they manage, whether they advise. So my perspective is different. I'm not going to be on that. I'm not going to be on that bullshit. I'm not. But the same dudes that was, oh man, make the fight. We just want to see the fights. We don't care. We don't care about the businesses. The same guys that now that Terrence Crawford made that move, all of a sudden they Donald Trump and they're businessmen. All of a sudden now it's about the business. To me, that you're a hypocrite. And that's some of my homies. But they being hypocritical. You gotta call a spade a spade. Why let the truth get in the way of a good story? Hey, Dan, you ain't lying about that. Bud a duck. Stevie Wonder can see that. Good egg Hackett. So help me understand. How does this all flow into blue stuff? He went from YouTuber to Al Heyman overnight. We and us when he speaks Crawford now. To my knowledge, and I haven't got a chance to talk to Blue. He's a good dude, by the way. I fucks with him. But to my knowledge, he's in some form of partnership with BLK Prime. And so if he's in a partnership, Bud, he's a partnership with Bud, being that they're going into a fight together. So, hey. You just subbed the Hack the other day. Appreciate that, man. Hack's my guy, man. Rich Blackman, you're unbiased and create great content. Appreciate that, Rich. I really do. I really do. I just like, bro, I try to give y'all the game, man. None of your biz. You and Greg are the Kobe and Shaq of this YouTube boxing talk. When I see him on your channel, I press play. Salute from Baltimore. Yo, thank you for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate that. Shouts out to Baltimore. I like Baltimore, man. I've hung out in Baltimore. Haven't got a chance to hang out in Norma Jeans, though. Oh, man. But yeah, I like Baltimore. I like the way y'all talk, yo. Shouts out to Calvin and Kenny, man. They good dudes. What's up with the WBO? They not making the WBO ranked fighter fight Bud. He not PBC. Okay, so Terrence Crawford petitioned to become the super champion, and he was awarded that. So for the super champion, a mandatory isn't ordered 1 year. It's ordered every 18 months. So right now, his WBO mandatory won't be ordered to, I think, around the spring, summer. So no, he doesn't have to fight his WBO man though. I am making sense, kid. He's Gerald Cross. He saw an opportunity to duck. Yo, Gerald on Bud ass today. Yo, that's crazy. All right, don't throw out. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not feeling that part. I'm not feeling that part. But that goes with the narrative that some people want to hear. Some people want to hear Al Heyman's a cancer to boxing. He's a cancer. He's the reason why this sport is ruined. So getting your fighters paid, that's the reason why this, that's why the sport is ruined. So the sport isn't ruined. The sport isn't ruined by fighters that you claim that you love being brain dead, beat up, and broke. That's okay. That's what the sport's supposed to be, right? Because that's what the sport was before Al Heyman. The fighters that we claim that we love were popped, detached retinas, brittle bones, not a dollar to their name. Everybody praises Don King. And I'm not here to denigrate him, but what Don King fighter is doing well right now? Which one? Like, are you really for the fighters? Or do you just want to see blood and guts and fuck whatever happens to them? I'm pro fighter, yo. So get your money. Every Al Heyman fighter I talk to, they say he does his job. And remember, he's not a promoter. He's an advisor and a manager. His job is to do what's best for the fighter. I'm not mad at that. I want you to do your job. Eddie, promote fights. Bob, promote fights. Do your job. Definitely a quick lick. Hopefully he swing back around to fight Spence next. I'm only going to be critical of him trying to paint a narrative that they didn't want to fight, and if he doesn't pursue a fight with Spence next or a top level opponent. Bud doesn't fight A-class fighters he never had. Gamboa was an A-class fighter, but it was a favorable matchup being that he was the much smaller man. But I can understand your sentiments. I would like to see Bud in there with a higher caliber of fighter, a Jerron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Earl Spence Jr., Keith Thurman. I would like to see him in there against those fighters. Okay, I think Bud fighting Earl is like Earl fighting Boots, just as dangerous fight for real. Honestly, I think that Boots is a much more dangerous, not much more, but a more dangerous fight for both of them because he's like a combination of them. Whereas though, like when you talk about Bud fighting Earl, one of the things you look at is okay, well, Bud has the ability to switch, Bud has good power, but Bud has a mean streak. Bud is a really, really good finisher. He's fast. He has boxing skills, but he's nasty. You can say all those things about Boots. Every last one of those things you said about Bud, you can say about Boots. But he's bigger than Earl Spence. So Earl's size onto Bud's skill set, or probably a little bit more skilled than Bud, in my opinion. But yeah, that's so basically the advantage that Earl Spence has over Bud and that Bud has over Earl Spence, neither of them have over Boots. So it's a real interesting. It's definitely a real interesting fight. What do I know about Black Prime? Okay, so Black Prime, from what I know, they are funded by Silicon Valley EFC investment group. The president or the managing partner, whatever you want to describe him, his name is Desmond Gums. He's I think he's a Jamaican film director. They've been trying to get into boxing for a while. Uh, they've approached one of the fighters that I have a personal relationship with, Paul Curl. Brian Norman Jr., I think his next fight is going to be on their platform. So Black Prime's been around for a little bit. They've been trying to do some things. So I want to see, are they legit and what are they going to do for the sport and for the fighters? So I'm not going to shit on them. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not going to shit on them. I want to see more. I want these guys to get paid. I want to see guys active and getting fights. T, bro, I ain't got no horse in the race, man. I ain't got no horse in the race. You ain't gonna see me if Bud doing something corny. You ain't gonna see me when my pom poms out trying to make excuses. If Spence, if any of these fighters, man, you gotta be from Philly, bro. Because that was definitely you. That was definitely one of them. Man, they hustling. I can respect it, but they ain't about to hustle me. Oh man, I feel you. I feel you. Shit, the comments is going. No, I'm telling you, that makes sense, bro. Okay, Detroit. Okay, my bad. My bad. It's good to have a channel without all that screaming and yelling from the host. I watch your videos every day. And I just subbed to Greg's channel. That's my guy. I appreciate you, Chase, man. Thanks for the love, yo. Yo, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I feel like I have the best fans on YouTube or any platform, man. Dudes that come on here, they really want to talk boxing. They not here to just blindly hate on nobody. Like, yo, the shit, some of the shit I see is weird. It's a negative video every day. Oh man, Al Heyman, oh man, top rank, Eddie. Bro, like they do, like, if you gonna point out the bad, point out the good. Like, yeah, all these dudes, they have things about them that I'm like, oh, I wish he didn't do that, or they could do that better, or that was corny. They do, but they also do a lot of good things for boxing. Like, bro, Eddie Hearn is a great promoter. Eddie Hearn's, he's always doing interviews. Eddie Hearn don't turn down shit. He's always doing interviews, and he's always talking about his fighter or the fight. Right? And in his eyes, he gonna let you know that this is the greatest fight ever. Bob Arum. Nobody can build a prospect like Bob. Nobody can build somebody into a champion like Bob. Nobody. Nobody. And Al Heyman, who's better in the urban market than Al Heyman? Nobody. Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is going to build a Mexican star. He's going to build a Mexican that fans want to get behind. He's going to. So you got to give all these dudes their props. You can be critical, but don't be overly critical. Like, some of that shit just comes off as hate, man. Like, what are you hating the dude that you don't know? Bud been overrated. He was in the witness protection program in Top Rank. He signed 3 times knowing all hard fights was on PBC. Okay, EJ never fought an undefeated fighter. I think Ocampo was undefeated when EJ fought him. BoxRec doesn't allow balls. No, but BoxRec doesn't give full context. There's a whole, like, there's context in the fights. Blood and guts, respectively. They're fighters, and we pay to see blood and guts. We don't pay thinking about the other sport, other stuff. It's a gladiator sport. I understand what you're saying, Matt, but then, yeah, don't call yourself a fan of a fighter now. You just want to see people get hurt. And if you want to carry it that way, cool. You know, I'm different, though. If somebody's putting life on the line, I want them to be financially stable after boxing. I want them to be healthy. If Boots had the WBO, EJ would be on his helmet. Maybe. I don't think EJ's scared of Boots, per se. I think that he knows that Boots is capable of beating him. And business wise, it just doesn't make sense because the kind of paycheck that he's going to get against Boots, he can get against Stanionis. And Stanionis is a much easier fight. So, battery biting Bud is fried mentally with his decision making. Yo, y'all these nicknames, man. Y'all crazy. Desmond is also a football coach and brought a motel that was linked to criminal activity and prostitution. I heard about the football coach thing. I didn't think that was, guys have, things that they into as far as like sports and whatnot. So that really isn't a joke. The motel thing, can't really speak on that though. Can't really speak on that. I would have to do my research. But is it going to be the first time that somebody that's involved in boxing is linked to criminal activity? No. if that is true, no. So I don't think anything surprises me anymore in boxing. All these fighters will become independent like Bud. No. Deep cameo. you have to put yourself in a position to become independent. You have to become a draw in order to become independent. You have to be worth something to somebody to become independent. Manny Stanionis versus David Avenesian. Who you got? That's a good fight. Stanionis. I think Stanionis gets him. Bro, manager Marty got a channel too. I see you done inspire dudes to start their own channels. Yeah, man. I gotta get up with Marty this week too. I gotta get up with Marty this week. Yeah, man. Everybody, wants to give out, their jewels and their gems. And for me, I can only get up with them, but so much. I got so many people, and I still cover events and whatnot. So yeah, man. I like that. Controversy sells. Dudes don't care about boxing; they care about algorithm. I agree. I agree. YSM, have you heard who possibly on the Crawford undercard, and are you buying the fight? Yes, I'm going to buy the fight. I support boxing. Uh, undercard, I think Brian Norman Jr. may be on the undercard, but I have to reach out to him and find out for sure. But I'm saying expect young and up and coming dudes, maybe guys that's tied to Bud, because he has his own promotional company. It's called B&B Promotions. So I'm expecting it's going to be some guys out of that gym that's going to be on the undercard, and that makes sense. Put your people on. Al Heyman has to go. I don't understand why deep cameo, but okay. Can you give me a legitimate reason of why Al Heyman has to go? Leonard Ellerby going to slap Eddie. Eddie's about 6'5", Detroit. Eddie's about 6'5", and Eddie can fight. I do not see that happening. And if it does, it's not going to go well for Leonard. Eddie's a big fucking dude. You get up on him, he's a big dude, yo. He's 6'5" and ain't a small 6'5" either. And he got some weight to him. Good thing about Bud Box Rack is it has a lot of cherries on it. Gerald, you going in today, bro. You going in today. Black BLK Prime is messing up already, signing AB, an unstable fight, who canceled the fight because of mental health, dumb risk. It's a big roll of dice. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say I'm not sure. I doubt that I would have made that risk. It's a huge risk based on AB's past. Huge risk. But for the dudes that are just coming in here, if you've never seen an Al Heyman contract or an advisory contract, the manager contract, the manager and advisor has to sign off on you signing with a promoter or you signing with a network. So that means that Al Heyman okayed Adrien Broner's move to BLK Prime. So for the dudes that are acting like, oh yeah, he left Al Heyman, no, he's still in the contract. Al Heyman's gonna get paid off of this move. Don't be surprised if you see PBC fighters who haven't been as active on BLK Prime. Don't be surprised because it's a win-win for him. Al Heyman has over 300 fighters on that platform. There are dudes that have network deals, and there are guys that don't. The guys that don't have network deals, they can go off and if Al okays it, they can sign with other promoters and networks. Danny Jacobs was still under Al Heyman's banner, just wasn't under Premier Boxing Champions because Premier Boxing Champions is not a promotional company; it is a TV show. Your platform, the best because you get exclusives and ask the questions that appreciate that, bro. I really, really appreciate that, man. Thanks, Empty the Clip. $5 super chat from my boy D Conquest. Do you think Bud's $10 million purse is real or just a publicity number? I don't see Bud generating much revenue on the pay-per-view or at the live gate. I think that arena holds about 17,000. And I could see Bud doing between 12 and 14,000 in his hometown. Uh, I doubt that Nebraska gets much coming to it, like much events. So this will be a big event. Everybody will probably come out. And he's a hometown guy. Do I think that the $10 million purse is real? I'm not sure. If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't say it's 10 million because he said 8 figures. I wouldn't say it's that much, but we'll find out because the Nebraska State Athletic Commission will have to report. So if his purse is actually guaranteed, if it's on the books, we'll know. If he makes 10 million in total after pay-per-view and this and that, then that's something else entirely. Said I'm happy to see fighters going to different platform and getting money. Shout out to Haney, Bud, and Broner. Yo, at the end of the day, man, this is business. This is business. So you got to do what's best for you. Boots might take too much out of EJ. No, Boots. I think Boots beats EJ. I think Boots stops EJ. Gerald Cross. Oh shit, Gerald. I'm definitely a fan of the sport, not one particular fighter. Okay, I dig it. Only Ryan and Tate can be a draw. No, there's other fights. There's other fights. Get Greg Kakin on the undercard. I'm for it, Fat still. Let's get G on the undercard, man. Al gotta go, but Al said, Bud. Oh, AB said, Bud and Snoop, and he Pat. Welcome to Death Row. Al knows he's a liability. AB's definitely AB's definitely dropped the ball in the past, man. But went independent after he was taught how to play Duck Duck Goose from Bob. Yo, Gerald. Yo, Gerald wilding today, yo. At his crib, he might sell out. Maybe. PBC and Showtime are only boxing that comes to my city, not Top Rank, not to the zone. So I want them around. Joseph, where you from? Proud of blue, pissed off at but this whole 147 run been a tune up. Oh man. Yeah, hit that like button, yo. Hit that like button when you come in, man. Hit that like button if you're already in. Shouts out to my boy D Luckett. Appreciate you, D. Yeah, man. For the guys that's celebrating, Al Heyman had to sign off on this, yo. He had to sign off. And like I said, it's a big win for Al because now you don't need to find Adrien Broner fights anymore. Adrien Broner is not on your budget as far as the budget you get from Fox, the budget that you get from Showtime, but you're getting the 10 or 15% that he's taking from being his advisor, and you don't have to put up any of the financial costs, or it doesn't come out of the budgets that you get. So it's a win-win. Al Heyman's going to get paid off that 3-fight deal. Adrien Broner gets to be active, gets paid. BLK Prime, they get content. I don't see it, shit for Terrence Crawford and AB. Good move, man. Let's go. I heard Breadman Edwards say we don't see what's going on with Boots behind the scenes. What is Boots doing in camp that got everybody excited? Beating the shit out of people. Beating the dog shit out of people. Bro, what I get a chance to see, and what dudes in Philly, or if Baltimore comes up and spars, or Ohio comes down and spars, what you get to see is a freak of nature, Q. Freak of nature. Roy Jones at 147 pounds. That's what you get a chance to see. Hard-working monster. Yo. Kid is a fucking monster. And I know that fans be getting mad, dude, especially fans of other fighters, like, oh, y'all be hyping this dude up and this and that. Put somebody who you feel like is elite in the ring with him, and you want to see it. The dudes that's supposed to be step ups, well, he was getting them on like 1 round, 2 rounds. Bro, he's a monster. And we just want somebody that's going to get in the ring, who fans call a great fighter, get in the ring, fighting, so he can show exactly how good he is. So he can make his detractors and his his what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think the word is critiquers, but yeah, you get the idea. Do you think other promoters will work with BLK Prime if the money's real? Yes. My man Joseph says, "Oh, you live in Minneapolis? Oh shit, okay. Oh, you from Jersey? Yo, what you move out there for?" But yeah, they do. Yeah, PBC bringing shows to Minneapolis. Yo, I heard the Armory is a nice little event space, man. I heard basically like it's a bar. It's like a big ass bar, and like it's wrapped around. Like it gives like a nightclub with boxing type of feel. I like that, man. I got to get out there for a fight. AB made BLK more legit. Yeah. No, Paul Carl is not a Al Heyman fighter, but he has fought on PBC. AB fighting at 140. I don't know. I don't know where his fights is like. What weight his fights gonna be at? Yeah, he different for sure. The new Boogeyman's animal, bro. My man emptied the clip. YSM already got Greg Hackett interview with Greg Hackett talking about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Greg seen it, and I'm talking about these are guys. These are guys that you know. These are guys that you consider good fighters. And I didn't see them done wrong, bro. Wrong. And I'm not capping. I'm talking about, man, look. Boots have changed the quality of your life, and not in a good way. They don't understand Boots trains the old school way, yeah? Hey, salute, Jay. Pomona, California? Okay. All right, we out Cali with it. We out Cali with it. We out Baltimore. We out Minneapolis, man. Let's go. Oh, you from Camden? You trying to see Boots spar? Come to the gym, man. Boots hasn't been tested yet, and he's a big boy middleweight. He gets touched, hasn't fought nobody with skills and power. Gerald, tell one of them dudes who you feel like got skills and power to get in there, because all I hear is reasons of why they shouldn't fight him. But then at the same time, those same people be double talking about Boots ain't fought nobody. But they're giving passes to the dudes who you consider somebody. They'll give them passes to not fight Boots. Oh, he's high risk, low reward. Nah, he shouldn't do that. And then be like, oh, well, Boots ain't fought nobody. Well, tell them niggas to get in the ring. I don't know if they cried in the car, but they got their ass whipped. What's your opinion of J Rock at middleweight? I think J Rock would be a better fighter at middleweight. I think that he was killing himself to make 154 pounds. And I think you're going to see a Chris, 6 pounds is a lot. And he's getting up there in age. Like J Rock got to be in his early 30s. So, yeah, 6 pounds, you're going to see a faster, more powerful J Rock. That's what I think. Q's beating the shit out of these dudes, Q's. Put it like this, man. I've seen multiple situations where Mr. Bosey has to tell him to chill and just say speed because he's punching too hard and he won't be able to get work because who wants to get the shit beat out of them in sparring? You know, it's not necessarily it's not a fight, even though sparring partners get paid, but it's not a fight. But that's what be going on. Unfortunately, Boots is 2 years behind on the shot because of the politics of boxing. Should have been a shot. Should have been had a shot. We got to see what the IBF decides to do. Oh, you from Memphis? Okay. Okay, I've been to Memphis. I like Memphis, yo. I love Memphis barbecue. What's the Addy? The new gym is called Philly's Next Champ Boxing. It's on Grant and Bustleton. I don't know the exact address, but just look it up. Philly's Next Champ Boxing Gym on Grant and Bustleton. What do you think? Who do you think will win? Oh, the Regis versus Zepeda fight. I'm leaning towards Zepeda. I'm leaning towards Zepeda. But it's 7 rounds to 5. I think Zepeda is going to edge him. But it wouldn't surprise me if Regis wins. Boots got a date. It's looking like it's going to be December 17th, but it's still kind of up in the air because we don't know what the IBF is going to do. So if the IBF orders a bout against Spence, then he's not going to fight on December 17th. He's going to fight Earl Spence if Spence accepts it. So boxing is constantly in a state of flux. Is what I realized is that dudes be getting mad because a media outlet will come out and say, they'll give them news and be like, sources tell me. The sources actually be legit, but stuff happens. Like stuff happens in boxing all the time where it can be looking like, okay, it's going to happen on this date. But, maybe a guy gets an injury or maybe the promoters and managers like up and decide, nah, it makes more sense. Let's push that back to a little bit further on and we'll just go ahead and do an interim fight, or like a bunch of things happens. Venues being booked stops fights from happening plenty of times. You got to understand you're competing with music, you're competing with sports, you're competing with comedy. These are all different genres that are being played in the same places. Oh, are you taking your son to this Morrell fight? Moves to Boogeyman. Facts. All right, Thurman might be next for Boots. I mean, hopefully. I doubt it, though. Remembering AB said months ago he might be fighting on Twitter. Well, not quite that big. I'm curious about who he fights. How many pay-per-views does Bud do? At a $40 clip, I'm thinking about 100,000. Think about that. Getting paid, yeah, couple bands. You know what I mean? Oh, Benjamin Bryant. Well, yo, YouTube be slacking with sending out notifications, man. What I'll start doing is I'll schedule it probably like an hour or two so y'all can see it and then hop on. Because I kind of just hopped on. Kobe, what up, Cole? It seems like Showtime / PBC is being cheap. What do you consider being cheap? Do you consider overpaying somebody? I mean, there's a market value for everybody. There's a market value for certain fights. And sometimes boxers are unrealistic. It's like your value is only what somebody's willing to pay you. And Black Prime, they're looking at it as they're a startup. So they're going to overpay to make a splash. And they've on record saying that they're willing to lose money for publicity. Showtime and Fox aren't in the business for that right now. They already have publicity. They want to throw fights that they're going to make an ROI, which is return on investment. So I can't be mad at either party. My man Anthony Jones, John Jones coming back in December 10th, same day as Terrence versus Avanesian. That ain't good. No, that's not good at all. Oh shit. Yeah, that's not good at all, bro. Damn. When are you going live again? I'm not sure. Damn. I'm thinking about doing a consistent show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm I'm thinking about that's the route I'm gonna go. If it goes well, I will probably do like an hour every day from Monday through Friday. But I'll definitely notify y'all if I make that decision. If he had the WBO, I think Earl will fight him for sure. Maybe. I don't think Earl's soft. I don't think Earl's scared. Peace from New Jersey. YSM. You look for real familiar. Every Philly dude, we all look the same. It's the beard. But I've probably seen you before. Keep up the content. And to your point of having the fighter's interest, you are closer to the fight. Yeah. 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 I see these guys hurt. I see these guys when they're not getting fights, pockets kind of tight. You know what I mean? I see what they go through. So I definitely, and I'm a former athlete, by the way. I play basketball. But, I have a certain affinity for the athletes. I try to put myself in everybody's shoes. So I want I want the networks to win too. I want everybody to make money. And I want the fans to get what we want. So how is a network broke? Y'all confused. I don't know. I don't know. December 17th ain't that far away. Ruling got to be coming soon. Hey, Joseph. Yo, I reached out to the IBF. I haven't gotten a call back. I left my number and everything. So I'm trying to get a quote. I'm trying to find out what's going on. Push come to shove. If I don't hear nothing by the end of this week, I'm going up there. That shit is in Jersey. That shit is in North Jersey. So I'll go up there and try to get, an interview with the dude, Daryl Peoples. That's the president. I want, to know what's up. You haven't ordered a mandatory in 4 years. Come on, let's get it. Bud getting all this money and ain't helping promote. That's crazy. He need to help build. Bud is Bud, bro. Bud just want to show up and beat somebody up, bro. Is this man has been called amnesia, Afro sheen, anesthesia? Dang, y'all rough. Yeah, man. That might be why you look familiar. I probably gave you a clean 30. We used to kill y'all Jersey dude. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. But yeah, you probably know me from basketball, bro. If you play AAU, yeah, we used to play Jersey dudes all the time. Your thoughts on Schofield Sr. calling out Keyshawn Davis, saying he's scared, and Coach Greg got a guy who wants smoke with Coach. Yeah, all right. So Schofield Sr., I feel like he be cloud chasing, bro. Keyshawn's a silver medalist. Keyshawn is a silver medalist. Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Seemed like Schofield Sr. calling out everybody. So, yeah. Greg has a guy by the name of Jabril Noble. Undefeated 4-0, 4 knockouts. Yeah, and they'll take that fight in a heartbeat. They'll take that fight in a heartbeat. Jabril, yesterday he was sparring Richardson Hitchings, but he sparred Shakur. Um, who else? Shakur Hitchings, Stephen Fulton. Yeah. Oh, salute to you, Just Boxing. Yo, subscribe to my man, Just Do Boxing, man. Real good content, real good brother, man. Why Boots and them not at the old gym? Oh, they wanted the gym. This gym is much bigger. They needed more space. Like this gym, while Philly 101 is still a great boxing gym, Mr. Bosey started getting a lot of fighters. A lot of fighters. Like he just got O'Shea Jones, the bronze medalist O'Shea Jones, and Haven Brady. Now they're training under Mr. Bosey. So it just got to the point where he needed his own space because Greg got his fighters. other dudes got fighters at Philly 101, so it started to become real tight. My man Jason, I'm way behind in the chat, but when Greg is on the thumbnail, I watch the video every time. The best interview. Appreciate that, Jason, man. Subscribe to his channel, GHB TV. Keyshawn was talking crazy to Frank Martin. He don't want that. That's a good fight, though. That's a real good fight. Hunter, they got that Showtime money. Sure, we gonna see. We gonna see. Hey, fellas, man, I appreciate y'all joining me. We hit the hour mark. I'm about to head out, but yeah, man, support boxing. Stop being, you know, not for y'all, but there's certain dudes that just hate on fighters and promotional companies. Bro, enjoy it. They got they good, they got they bad. You know, show them love and critique them. But I see all critique, all hate. And no, that's not what we got into this before. This is supposed to be our pastime. Shit. I'm gonna get these last questions and I'm gonna head out. Appreciate the insight of Greg Hackett that you bring to us. Great synergy. Appreciate that, man. What do you think about Earl versus Stanionis? I think Earl beats Stanionis soundly. 9 rounds to 3. Ortiz going to give Loma a tough fight, or he getting smooth. He going to give Loma a tough fight. Definitely. Appreciate that, Joe. Appreciate that. Oh shit, you my man, Young Billy's folks. Oh man, Billy's my guy, yo. Billy's definitely my guy. Thanks, Detroit. Yo, if y'all not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Networks have divisions and budgets. Certain division can't be broke because they don't see value in said division. It's like HBO gets a bigger budget from Discovery than Home Makeover Channel. Yeah, there's truth to that. But not wanting to pay a fighter $5 to $10 million over market isn't necessarily you being broke. It means you just don't want to do it. Coach L fired too. Yo, L is hilarious. Salute, Candy Slim. Oh man, I want to see that fight, Candy Slim. Salute, Big Chop. Philly stand up. You damn right. Salute, OTB. You killing it too, guy. I be seeing you. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna head out. Thanks for joining me. YSM Sports Media.